Hi everybody, welcome back to Grace to Grow Garden. I'm Sherry, and if you're new here, super hi. And this is the first video in the watermelon series on trellising watermelons. So, when you are trellising watermelons, we're gonna start from the beginning and work our way up to where we are here. I planted mine from seeds. Today's July 5th. Happy birthday, Jake. One of my grandsons is 10 years old today. He's a great guy. Hi, Jakey. And so you want to pick your seeds, or if you would be wanting to plant, and I'd say zone 7 south right now, go get transplants. And we'll talk more about, in a minute. So when you're trellising, you can't grow a big old watermelon, right? So you want something that's going to stay under 12 pounds. And a great one for that is a sugar baby. These are the seeds, there's a few left, that I planted in these pots. And this is Clear Creek seeds. And I've had 100% germination with their seeds that I planted this year. They're all watermelon seeds, and I am like so impressed. So, shout out Clear Creek. So I planted them in here, and my experiment this year, you may have seen on here before my picture of the exploded sugar baby watermelon. And my theory was, this, by the way, is a far sunnier spot than what the one was getting when it blew up. I think it was last year. And what I did this year is use a bigger pot, and I put 5 seeds in there, only meaning to maybe keep 2. But I thought about it, and as they started growing, and it's just so gorgeous, and they're happy and seem like they have plenty of space, I'm thinking that I might be able to grow that many, which would be super. So because there's the way watermelons work, what you can expect to harvest from them is 2 watermelon at a time per plant to start with. So I have 5 seeds and 5 seeds. That's 20 watermelon I could potentially have growing on here at one time, which would be heart-moving, right? And when they're ripe, because these ripen faster. So in the north, you'll get to harvest these ones. If you're planting you've already planted them in the north. 7A and south, you can put transplants in right now. So I think that the shading of all these plants is going to keep the watermelons from exploding in Texas, because it's just ridiculous sun here. So that's what I'm hoping all works out. The next thing you want to do is, if you're getting a transplant, say you want to do it right now on the 5th of July, Jake's birthday, I want you to take the transplant, make sure you get a small watermelon. It's not going to be more than 12 pounds. Sugar baby is going to be the most common one to find, I would think, at this time. And you have the pot here. Take your hand and support the leaves. Turn it over and just barely, if you have to squeeze the container, just do barely what you have to do, squeezing-wise on that container, to get that plant out of there. The leaves are going to be able to handle it. So keep all the weight in your hand, because watermelon do not like their roots disturbed at all. They will die on you when you transplant them sometimes. So you got to be super careful. If you do this, you'll be fine. So then I would have my pot over here, space prepared, and I'd already had the hole dug for it, plenty big. I would have blood meal in there for my nitrogen that they need at this point. The transplant is, not this one, the transplant. And and you've watered the hole really well. You've got your good amount of blood meal, and you're going to gently, flip it in there, and, use the leaves. If you have to hold it up and adjust the dirt a little around the roots, hold it up and just gently get it tamped into place, kind of gently and slowly, because they really don't like it. Make sure it's watered really well afterward. So that's how you can do it now. So moving on. So, you'll get some growth. You're going to want to give something for the tendrils to grow up. So like I had little sticks on each side. I think there's just one on each side. and somebody hooked on, they start hooking onto each other, and I mean, they're just beautiful. The watermelons are just beautiful. And once they start getting flowers or getting buds for flowers, that's when you change what you fertilize to, I use something called garden tone, and they seem to really like it. And what it is blood meal is mostly nitrogen, it's all nitrogen, and garden tone or a something like that that you would get for a fruiting or flowering plant would be what you put in at this point. Because I have baby watermelons. Let's look over here. I'm going to show you. This one just totally surprised me the other day. I didn't even know he was there. Can you see that? It's my biggest baby. And this one surprised me too. So these have clearly been pollinated, and they're growing fruit. So this is a watermelon that will be, you know, as long as nothing, you know, what happened with animals or anything. Those will be 3 watermelon for sure right there. I have lots of little guys like this. To make sure they're pollinated, I come around in the morning. Here's another one up here, right here. I'm thinking that one might not be pollinated. I hope I'm wrong. But I've been hand pollinating just to make sure, because there haven't been as many bees this year, although I am seeing them. But I have little ones just everywhere. And I think, I know I hand pollinated this one, and it's gotten just a little bigger. It's got a lot of fuzz on it. It's nice and firm. So I think that's going to be a good one. You see how he's bigger than that one. So it's growing, so I know it's been pollinated. I'm so excited. Now you could have poor pollination, and then maybe I could end on it or something rot, but we'll talk about watermelon problems later. So this, I think, will get you started on your first steps to planting either seeds or transplants, and you know, getting some plants where you can see them. The nitrogen, that blood, and I use blood meal for my nitrogen, is super, and it keeps rabbits away. And they have not touched these plants, and they've eaten this whole garden. I mean, they've really been bad this year. So I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. And always feel free, any questions you have. I was originally a teacher, so I love questions. So, and even if I don't know the answer, I'll try to find you the answer. So if you have any questions, please ask me. I hope you had a blessed day. Have a good night. Bye-bye.